let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. Will you ever show us the video that happened during the accident? All right, Dad, say what's up.
What's up? What's up?
Made it, guys, to Turks. That's one thing I promised myself. I never want to be in the hospital on my deathbed and be like, man, what if I had just gone full time on YouTube? What if I had just taken that trip or invested in that camera, posted that video, etc., etc. So take that risk, take a leap of faith, believe in yourself. You got to put in the work though, follow through, and the world is your oyster. What's up, guys? It's your boy FastLaneD, and today we've got a Q&A coming at you guys. I'm sitting here making my morning coffee, as you can see, and yeah, I'm just gonna take you guys throughout my day, because some of you did ask for like a day in the life vlog, which I feel like I don't really do anything that's super extraordinary or exciting to watch. So we'll do Q&A. I think it'll be a little bit more entertaining than me sitting in my garage just answering questions. It's currently 6:17 in the morning. I've been trying to wake up early. Normally I'm not a morning person, I'm a night person. But since the accident, I've been trying to just switch some things up that I've been meaning to switch, because the accident has caused me to slow down a lot. So anyways, I'm gonna drink my coffee and then I'm gonna pick out some questions from the Q&A, which if you didn't know I was doing a Q&A, you're not following your boy over on the gram. So go follow your boy so you do not miss the next one. I can answer your question. But yeah, I posted on my story yeah, we'll pick some good questions as I drink my coffee before we head to the gym. Seeing some good questions here already, and I'm like an eighth through all the questions. You guys asked so many questions, but the first one I'll answer here, someone said, are BMWs somewhat reliable? So we'll start off with a heavy hitter here. I would say, it depends. I've heard of horror stories, and I've also heard of people that have never had any issues. So I think it just depends. There's no such thing as a perfect bike at all. Every bike has its little gremlins here and there. I would say with any manufacturer, honestly, the biggest thing for me is that they will stand behind their product and stand behind their bike. So if you do have issues, that they'll fix them. And the thing with BMW is I really haven't had any issues with mine besides the vibration. I did have to have the water pump replaced, but that was under warranty. The rear shock had to be replaced twice, but like I said, they covered that under warranty. We just haven't figured out what's causing that vibration yet. I mean, I applaud BMW because not every manufacturer is gonna do that for you. So I don't have issues with a bike having problems as long as they get resolved, per se, if that makes sense. So are BMWs reliable? As far as my engine, knock on wood, somewhere, I haven't had any issues, but I have heard horror stories, so it just depends. Someone asked, do I do all the maintenance on my bike? So before YouTube, yes, I did everything on my bike, like oil changes, coolant, like anything like that wasn't, I didn't have to pull the motor apart, I would do. At this stage in the game, not so much. Sometimes I'll get in there and do stuff like I'll adjust the chain, clean the chain. I'll do oil changes sometimes, but honestly, it's one, more time efficient for me to just take to the dealership and have them do it, because one, it gets done quicker. Two, I can also make content out of that. So I can make content that pays for the maintenance that is done on the bike, if that makes sense. And three, y'all gotta remember, like, cleaning a chain is really easy. Adjusting a chain is really easy. When you have 5 motorcycles and you have to do that 5 times, and they also all need oil changes and they also all need coolant flushes, like I would spend, I mean, literally you could probably hire someone full time to maintain all your bikes once you get to a certain point. So is it time effective for me to be doing that, sitting in the garage wrenching, or out creating content that pays for people to do that? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you gotta be efficient and smart with your time. Someone asked, how did I learn how to wheelie? And let me preface this by saying, I'm not like a wheelie, like I cannot walk a wheelie down the highway. Can I get the wheel up and hold it for a little bit? Not super long, but like for 5-10 seconds, yeah. And honestly, it was just watching YouTube videos on how to wheelie and then going out and practicing. That's really all it takes. Like, you can learn anything in life. I always say this. Anything in life, you just go out and practice. A lot of people just don't know how to do stuff. Let's say real estate, for example. You want to learn how to get into real estate. There's plenty of books you can go out and read, which is exactly what I did before I bought my first rental property. And you can learn anything on the internet now with YouTube, like just literally anything. So it's just a matter of getting that information and then starting. So yeah, watch YouTube video. Ideally, if you have a friend, practice with a friend that knows how to wheelie and let them kind of teach you. But educate yourself, make sure you wear your gear, and make sure you learn how to use that rear brake. Ideally, if you can start on like a smaller bike, like a dirt bike or a 125 or a Grom, in a parking lot, that'd be much better than doing it out on the street with other cars and other hazards you gotta be worried about. But all right, 6:30, we need to go to the gym before it gets too packed. As y'all can see, we've got the bikes all over here, and it's actually, they're pulled out because I am in the process of swapping the stock exhaust back onto the Bertelli. As you can see, there is no exhaust, and I will explain that in another video, but here are the girls sitting pretty. I miss riding so much. Now, normally I don't take the bikes to the gym just because, one, y'all know y'all know motorcycle theft down here in Florida is very prevalent. So I don't want someone to figure out my schedule and know when I have the bike sitting outside the gym for an hour, 2 hours, and then just come in and swipe it, because it takes a few seconds to steal a bike. So normally I take my truck. Occasionally I'll ride the bike, but it's a rare occasion. Whew. Someone asked, would I ever do track only content? In a dream world, yes, but that's not the reality of YouTube. One, because track videos just don't do as well as the street hooligan stuff. I mean, I wish it did, but the reality is it doesn't. I feel like the track genre of motorcycles is a niche genre. Most people just get their bikes to ride on the street, to enjoy on the street. They don't get it to actually be racing on a track, which I do highly encourage. Everybody needs to do a track day with their bike, especially every new rider. The confidence you'll gain from track riding and really understanding how your bike works, your body positioning, etc., will be a lot of stuff you do on the street. But yeah, also track days are very expensive to do, and you gotta travel for them. So obviously there's not a track that's just 5-10 minutes from my house. Closest track, it's like 2 or 3 hours away, so you gotta trailer the bikes to get there. So you gotta pay for gas, and then also while you're there, you gotta bring snacks and whatnot, because it's hot. Usually you're sweating like crazy. And then to do the track day itself, to rent out the track, is also expensive. And then you got to get track insurance just in case you go down, so that can be expensive, because most insurance companies won't cover your bike if you go down at the track. So then that makes you want to do a track build, and then you also want to get slicks, because it's like if you're there, you might as well full send it, and you got to get a suit. Like, it adds up really quickly. So 2 hours later, financially wise, it just wouldn't make sense doing all that for one video, maybe 2 videos, versus I can just pull the bike out of my garage, be on the highway in 5-10 minutes and make a video out of that content, or even go to a bike night, etc. How do I feel about gearing up now after my accident? Definitely, I'm gonna be better about wearing gear. Usually I always wear boots, some type of riding shoes, pants, and I'll wear a helmet and gloves. That's like bare minimum that I will wear. I highly recommend everyone at least that. But I'll be better about wearing a jacket or an armored hoodie or something like that, just because obviously we got scars now everywhere. So you live and you learn. R7 or RS660 as a first bike, I'm gonna go with R7 just because parts are a little bit more available. It's easier to find people that know how to work on them, and then also dealerships as well. Usually most dealerships work on Yamahas, not everyone works on Aprilias. So if you drop your bike, which is very highly likely as a new rider, which is fine, it's gonna be cheaper to fix the R7 and a little bit easier to get parts for it. Would I ever get the old style R1 again? Yes, I love that style. I still think it's an iconic looking bike. Ideally, one day we'll buy another one and I'll build it exactly how I want it, with the quad tips coming out, exhaust tune, all that good stuff. We'll get it throwing flames. Do I regret selling my old one? Yeah, it was a great bike, but at the time I needed the money to continue building the channel, so it was just like a stepping stone almost, but we'll revisit it one day. I couldn't have built the channel to where it's at now. I couldn't have bought the R1M, and that kind of catapulted the channel from 20K to 100K. I wouldn't have been able to buy that if I didn't sell that bike. So sometimes you take one step back to take 2 steps forward. Someone asked, what was my worst motorcycle crash? Probably this one, honestly. So I've come off the bike 3 times, including this most recent accident. The first 2 times I was wearing gear, so I was able to walk away and continue riding like immediately afterwards. You guys have seen the Ducati crash. The other one before that was like a week into riding, and I dropped my bike, so I had the brake lever, the front brake lever had broken off, and me being stupid at 21 years old was like, I still want to ride, I don't care, I can still ride with just the rear brake. Went out without the rear brake, and basically it's coming in too hot as I was leaving my neighborhood because I was pissed off that I dropped my bike and locked up the rear brake. Didn't want to go in the street, so I decided to hit the curb and go onto the grass, and yeah, it was fine. Picked the bike up, still rode it. Looking back, man, the amount of stupid stuff that I did when I was younger is just crazy. It's a blessing that I'm still here. So this most recent one is the first time I've ever been hit by a car. So yeah, this is definitely my worst accident. I was hit by a car and I wasn't wearing a jacket. Granted, like I said, I had pants and riding shoes on and a helmet, thankfully, and gloves, but everyone was young and dumb at some point. We've all done stuff in the past that we look back now and we're like, why did I do that? What was the first thing I thought of 5 minutes after the crash? I want to make a whole video kind of talking about what it's like to be in an accident. But I was just honestly in shock. One moment I'm riding and the next moment I am sliding down the highway. So, also, if you're wondering why the trailer's out, I took the H2 today to get some parts installed. Oh, this is stuck on here, isn't it? Yep, it is. Hold on. Motorcycle accident. All I'm gonna say is all the simple things in life get a lot more complicated, but we don't complain, we make it happen. So let's go get this workout in. Also, what are our thoughts on the H3? I think it looks cool, but it's just impractical, especially for someone that likes to travel like I travel. We got a Raptor back to back, and this R8 is pretty sick. Slam. Oh my gosh. All right, so people always ask what my favorite bike is. That's so hard to answer that question just because I love all my bikes. I wouldn't have spent the amount of money I spent on my bikes because they're not cheap bikes on them if I didn't truly love them. So like my favorite bike to take on the track is gonna be the Ducati, obviously. Favorite bike to ride on the street is gonna be my M1000rr. If we're doing any sort of racing, straight line highway stuff, H2 obviously. And then the R1M I'd say has the most sentimental value to it, just because that's what kind of like built the channel. So I think I got it around like 15K, and I kind of took the channel from 15 to 100K. So like built my channel essentially on that bike. I don't know if I can get rid of that. And if you saw me pick it up, you'd understand. It was a crazy story to say the least. Someone asked if I regret buying any bikes. No, I wouldn't say I do. I wouldn't have spent all the money that I did on them if I knew I was gonna regret buying it. If that makes sense. All of them I love. If I didn't love it, I'd honestly just sell it. So there's 2 ways you can kind of look at this motorcycle accident situation. You can look at it as, woe is me, life sucks. Or you could just be grateful that you're still here and just make those adjustments in life. Yeah, it sucks, but you're gonna have a lot of things in life that happen to you that suck. So it's the person that can adapt and move on the quickest that's gonna be the most successful always. In business, in life, whatever it is, they're always gonna win versus the person that stays upset about something and lets it slow them down. Oh my gosh. All right, we're back. So I know someone's gonna ask what is here in this plate. It's basically ground turkey, rice, And then if I don't eat eggs in the morning, I'll throw eggs on there. I think it's good. I enjoy it, but it's an easy meal to make. It's quick. Like I said, throw some sauce on top and you're good to go. Someone asked, when am I going to stage 3 the H2? I don't know. I mean, when you stage 3 it, you have to stretch it because it just makes so much power. It doesn't make sense to have a stock wheelbase H2. I like the stock wheelbase look. That if I were to stretch the H2, I want the single-sided swing arm, and that single-sided swing arm alone, I think it's like $7-8 grand or $5 grand. I can't remember the exact number because I want the green one to match the green frames. I think it just looks beautiful. You guys saw it in one of my previous videos that I did with John. I mean, that's at least like a 10-15K endeavor converting it to a stage 3. So is it worth the extra 10 to 15K? I mean, it'd be fun in a straight line. But I've noticed a lot of people that do that with their H2 end up either converting it back or they just never really ride it. I mean, the only bike that's gonna be able to keep up with you on a roll in a roll race is gonna be another H2. So unless you're riding with other H2s, I mean, it's not even fun per se. I love that bike. I think keeping it stock wheelbase does kind of make competitive with some other bikes if you have lighter riders or people that have just done some crazy stuff with their bikes, or even just running stretch bikes and they give you the hit. So I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, if I were to do a stage 3, part of me wants to buy another H2 and then do the stage 3 of that and then still have a stock wheelbase run. Especially having Travis so close, which I'm filming a video with Travis tomorrow, is really convenient to have him work on the bike. So part of me would rather do that instead of a turbo booster, but like I said, you never know. So someone asked tips for a new motovlogger. Honestly, tips that I would give would be to steer clear of the go fast racing content. Yes, it helps you get views, but the problem is once you build an audience based on that, it's hard to just like go cold turkey and do something else, which you're gonna get hit from YouTube. I think Jixter Bros kind of talked about this. Obviously, he's been in that situation and YouTube doesn't like that stuff. And honestly, it's just gonna get stricter and stricter over time. So I think finding ways to make motorcycle content that's not geared towards that and people enjoy watching and you can have a high retention, I think you hit the jackpot. Because companies can't really sponsor you doing reckless stuff out on the road. They can't endorse that, at least not the big name companies. So it's hard to make money doing that kind of stuff. And obviously, I mean, this is the dream, to be able to ride your bike and just like have it be your main source of income. That'd be one thing. Find a way to make content that's not geared towards that, and then just being consistent with your stuff. I always say success leaves clues. So if you're paying attention to your analytics, something that pops off, analyze why did this pop off, what were people enjoying about it, read your comments, and then try and hone into that, especially if it's something that you enjoyed making as well. Someone also asked, any plans to get a ZX10r or a Gixxer? ZX10r, probably not. I don't think it makes sense. I already have an H2, so that's like the best, fastest bike that Kawi has to offer. So I don't think it makes sense for me to get a ZX10. A Gixxer, maybe. I feel like if I were to buy a bike from Suzuki, it'd probably be a Busa, to be honest, and then do a turbo build on it. So yeah, I don't think I get a Gixxer 1K or a ZX10. Nothing against those bikes. They're nice bikes. Obviously, you see them a lot. They're popular bikes, so they're good bikes. They're reliable bikes. But if I'm gonna buy a bike, it has to be something that I genuinely like. Guys, look at this beautiful ocean view. If you made it this far in the video, give you a hint as to where we're going. We're going to the MV dealership right now. That's going to be a whole separate video, an update video as to what's going on with my Brutale. So stay tuned for that. Someone asked what state, what area is my favorite area to ride in. It's going to be California. California literally has everything out there. You've got the mountains. I've been to Angeles Crest out there. I've rode through, what's the other one? The Snake, the Mulholland Snake. I did both of those years ago with Nate. We actually went out to LA and I did it on H2 and a V4. It was probably like 3 years ago. So before I had my H2 or V4. You got beach rides that you can do. You've also got highway rides. They've got big open highways as well. They literally have any type of riding that you want to do, you can do out there in Cali. And on top of all that, lane splitting.
Speed check reported ahead on.
Lane splitting is also legal out there, which is nice because then you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder, and a lot of the cars are used to it. And then just the bike scene out there is absolutely insane. The caliber of bikes that are quote unquote normal out in Cali, it's not normal anywhere else. I'd say Texas might be close. like in Dallas, but California hands down. It's got everything. That's one thing Florida's missing. It doesn't have any mountains, and lane splitting's not legal. But don't get it twisted, the bike scene out here is nuts. Look in front of us, we got a TRX right in front of us. I want this truck so bad, especially since they discontinued them. So I think the value on these bad boys are gonna go up. Someone asked how I'm adjusting to the Florida lifestyle. It's been good, man. I really can't complain. I mean, everything has its ups and downs, but for the most part, I mean, it's beautiful down here. It rains a lot in the summer, like literally every single day, like clockwork. It rains, so maybe it's not a bad thing, or I'd say if you're gonna not be able to ride, summer is probably the best time. This is not riding season down here. Fall, winter, spring is probably the best time to be on the bike because it's a little bit cooler out. I will say the biggest thing I do miss is personal training, group fitness training, because y'all know I did that full time before I started doing YouTube, and I do miss that a lot. So I've been thinking about picking that back up, not necessarily for the money, but for the networking aspect, and to have a life outside of motorcycles. Like, not have motorcycles be my only facet of or way of meeting people. Like I said, I've always been into fitness. I got my master's degree in fitness, and I just enjoy people that enjoy that lifestyle, man. V4 or R1? I'm gonna have to, you really can't compare those two bikes. They're very different. Price points are very different. Like the R1's way cheaper, but if you got the bread, I mean, the V4 is a phenomenal bike, especially if you get the V4S or just the V4, the one without the dry clutch. That's really where the maintenance gets expensive on that bike. The R1 sounds glorious, but on the track, in my opinion, the Panigale just blows the R1 out of the water. The Panigale is more comfortable. The R1 sounds better. The tech on the V4 is a little bit better. So that's kind of hard to say. They're in two different leagues. I would compare more of the Japanese brand. So like a ZX10 to an R1 or a Gixxer 1K to an R1. Versus the Ducati. Two very different bikes. All right, Hayden just said what's up, man. Say what's up to him over here.
Up, man?
We're filming. You guys will see this in another video. She's got the camera in her hand right there. But shout out to him for watching the videos, bro. Thank you, man.
Always,
hey,
man.
be safe, man.
You too, man.
There we go.
I always appreciate the energy, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
You would make the community in Tampa way better as soon as you move down here.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody's happy, man.
And
Stay down here.
we'll keep it rolling, man. I got you once I'm back.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Hayden.
that.
Thank you, dog.
All right.
As you guys can see, we are at the MV dealership filming a video. Stay tuned for that. There'll be a whole nother video, but I want to give you guys a sneak peek for the people that made it this far. And look at this freaking rush right here. Absolutely gorgeous bike, man. Favorite thing right there. So cool. All right, Dad, say what's up.
What's up? What's up?
There we go. Look at these guys on the jet skis over here. Made it, guys, to Turks. So if you couldn't tell, we are on a cruise right now, but the crazy part is that I've met some of you guys on this boat. I never thought I'd go on a cruise and run into some subscribers, so that's some pretty cool. Shout out to the people that have came up and said something. I think it's been mostly weird for my family because they're not really around when I do film stuff. So for them to see like it's actually real, like it's not made up. I don't have a made up following or a made up job. I think it's pretty cool. But we've made it back to the room. Excuse the mess in here. Been using this wheelchair to get around, which has been clutch as hell getting around on the boat. And we got my little iWalk thing, of course. If you've never been on a cruise before, it is very, very, very tight quarters to say the least. I'm gonna take you guys out into the balcony here because it's a lot quieter out here than it is on the Lido deck. And the view is just absolutely beautiful. Y'all can see the birds right there. They've been flying with us for hours, man. It's pretty cool. You go on trips like this and you're just out in the middle of the freaking ocean. Like there is literally nothing within thousands of miles, man. I don't know, it kind of puts everything in perspective. It makes you really reflect on the things in life that really matter. It's such a small piece of a greater puzzle, if that makes sense. And it kind of makes you think about why we're here. And I firmly believe we're put on this earth to help people, man, to help each other and help people grow. Like that's the most fulfilling, rewarding thing you can do is give back. But all right, enough of my TED talk here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. We'll get into the next question. Let me set up my tripod and everything. Also, other thing before we get into the rest, rest of the Q&A. So I stopped drinking like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. I just cut it out. Just because it wasn't helping me, it was hurting me more than helping me. Most of the bad decisions I've made in life or regret, I don't know if I necessarily regret, but probably shouldn't have done, I was drinking. So I was like, let's cut this out of my life and see the difference. I just want to do an experiment, see if I can do it for a year. And honestly, my rule has been I can only drink when I'm on vacation. So this week I have, and I don't miss it at all. Like not even a little bit, man. Like my quality of life has gone up since cutting it out. I'm not saying that everyone needs to stop drinking. It's just a personal choice that I've done. But if it's something that you struggled with and want to do or think about doing, I highly recommend just take a leap of faith and do it. But all right, let's get into these questions. All right, Jixer Eddie asked if I ever lost someone that also rode. Yes, as sad as it is, it's kind of something that comes with the sport. It never gets easier the more people you do lose, but it sucks. So whenever I ride with friends, I always make sure, you know, whenever they ride off and we split up, just ride safe, and I love you, bro. Just let them know, because you really never know. And I know that's kind of a sad way to look at it, but it's the reality, unfortunately, of the sport that we're in, man. So when asked, what do I do for a living? YouTube, full-time now. Thanks to you guys. Shout out to you guys that watch the channel, follow all the social medias, buy the merch. Y'all are the reason why I'm able to do what I love. Tyler1 Olsen said, if you weren't an influencer, would you still have all 5 bikes? Absolutely not. I probably have 1, maybe 2. I'm not in a financial position currently to have 5 bikes just sitting there. It'd make much more sense if I was doing YouTube to invest that money into something else that's gonna help me make money. But since the bikes for me on the channel are like an investment, I see them as like employees almost. Like I ride them, they make money, they're engaging content for you guys to watch. That's why I have as many as I do. But if I was working, let's say I was just an accountant somewhere or something like was working in another field, it wouldn't make sense to have 5 unless you were just filthy rich and you had that kind of disposable income. But I mean, I could throw that money from those bikes into real estate or any other investment and be making money on that, versus the bikes are kind of losing money. If you do get rare bikes, I don't think bikes are the smartest investment to make. Some you can make money on, but it's the very rare, numbered, expensive, limited edition bikes, not the kind of bikes that I have. So no. How old was I when I got my first bike, and were you scared at first? Jacob R45. I was 21 when I forgot my first bike. Was I scared? No, I think all of us were young and dumb at some point, and just fearless and think that nothing's ever gonna happen in life to us. And yeah, no, I wasn't scared. I'm glad I made it through that phase of life. As I've gotten older, you start taking less stupid risks, especially when you're on the bike. I'd say you take more calculated risk of, okay, is it really worth splitting these cars at 150 or just go around them, or just wait until there's an actual gap to get through. So you start to be a lot more calculated in the stuff that you do. But I wouldn't say I was scared, and I think that has to do with the young age that I was riding at. That's when people comment, or when I see riders that are like 16 or 18 that start riding a bike and get like 600, 1000 cc bikes. I'm like, thinking back to then, I should not. I'm glad I was not on 2 wheels, honestly. Will Phillips 55 asked, when is the vid dropping about your injuries and recovery time you need to be back out there? Maybe like a video or 2 after this one, maybe the next one. I wanted to film like the whole kind of process of me getting the surgery and just like the recovery and everything afterwards. I feel like that'd be a more engaging video than just doing like one event at a time. So I think I'll film like the last of it on this trip while I'm on this cruise in the wheelchair and using the iWalk and everything, just kind of like the dark side of motorcycles. But yeah, hopefully within the next few videos you guys will be seeing that, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. Gerald Jr. asked, will you ever show us the video that happened during the accident? So once again, I've explained this, talked about this multiple times. Gerald, you're not the only person asking, so don't feel bad. My lawyer has advised me to not post that video until everything has been settled out. So I'll be listening to advice of my lawyer versus random people in the YouTube comment section. Some people think I'm trying to hide something, which doesn't make any sense. There were other people there that also witnessed the accident. There's also videos of the accident they were recording at the time. So I wouldn't have that video evidence, have friends there, and then go on YouTube and lie about everything. that doesn't make any sense. Also, as soon as the state trooper arrived on the scene of the accident, we showed him the video of my stuff. If I was doing something stupid, then I wouldn't show him the video and the guy wouldn't have been found at fault. A, lawyer said no. B, there's video evidence of me not doing anything at the time of the accident that the cop showed. Also, my insurance company also has the video footage of the accident, and they would not be hang out once again if it was my fault. Also, some people were like, oh, he's hiding something. Why would you hide a video that could go viral? First of all, I don't think this video will go viral. There's nothing significant or crazy happening in the video to go viral. And B, at this point in my social media career, yes, it's nice to go viral, but the goal isn't to try and post crazy videos that do go viral all of the time. I'd say at this point, it's more so about posting content that A, I enjoy, B, you guys enjoy as the audience, and C, stuff that brands also enjoy, because that's really where you're gonna make your money, is off of sponsorships and brands supporting you. So like you guys know, I'm sponsored by Motos America. It's a huge sponsor of the channel. We've got several other companies, and that's really how you survive in this game long term. It's not off having one video go viral, unless you're like the Hawk 12 girl, but that's so far and few in between. You wanna have brands stand behind your content and make brand friendly content. I feel like not a lot of people talk about that, but the crazy stuff, yeah, it gets views, but that's not how you make money in this world. It's my little tip to you guys. Stop trying to post the crazy stuff that will go viral. Yeah, it's nice to get eyes, but that's not how you build a loyal following. Like, I'm sure plenty of you have seen viral videos, but does that make you want to follow the creator, or do you follow people that you can resonate or relate to, or that are into the same stuff as you, and you just stumble across their video and it's very refreshing and you just naturally enjoy their content? Those are the people that you're going to support and want to watch, and buy the merch, etc., etc. Are you happy going 100% into YouTube? Yeah, obviously everything has its ups and downs, but this is a dream job. I feel like a lot of people from the facade of social media think that we make a lot more than we do. And as a content creator, I can kind of see the flex that some people put on sometimes. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but when you have conversations with these people about numbers and stuff like that, which once again, I'm not gonna expose anybody, you realize that there's a lot more to it than just social media stuff. Like, you're not fully aware of people's financial situations. They may have help and support from other things, or just in a different position in life. Like, everyone has different stuff going on. They have different responsibilities. Some people have families, so they can't buy certain things. Or you have people like me that are single with no kids, and I can afford to invest more into the bikes because I don't have a family to support, and I don't have people or kids relying on me. So no, I don't regret it. I enjoy it. Is there a contingency plan? As of right now, no. I do miss training a lot though. So it's something I've considered, is doing another channel fitness-wise, because I do miss training. I do miss helping people reach their goals, because that's a very rewarding field to be in. I miss that feeling of helping people, because like I've talked about earlier, that's what life's about. Are there more bikes in sight? Absolutely. That helps me stay focused, helps motivate me when I don't feel like doing work. There's always bikes, there's cars, there's all sorts of stuff that, yes, some people say it's a shallow goal, and yes, it can be, but I feel like at the beginning of most people's journeys, that's what inspires them to keep pushing and to keep going. It's the Asian guy 505. Where'd you get tire stickers? Anyway, I love the shirt quality. Thank you for buying the merch. Secondly, I got a tire sticker literally from tirestickers.com. Not sponsored by them or anything, but that's where I get stickers from. They are a pain to put on the bike, but they look really good. What kind of kid were you in high school? Mezezo Opal asked. Jock, partier, nerd, etc. I would say I was more on, like, I grew up playing sports, so like football. I did track in high school. Also grew up playing basketball. So all my friends were also involved in sports. So you could say I was more on the jock side, and I really wouldn't consider myself that, but more on that side, but also enjoyed cars. So I had a lot of people that I went to car events with, and also enjoyed tinkering on cars, doing off-roading stuff. So I kind of had like both sides of it. Am I gonna make content with IMK or Adobe Moto? Yes. Hopefully I can get out to Cali soon, and I'm sure Kay and I will link up. And then Adobe Moto, yes, we've been trying to do some stuff. I know he's having an event here soon. He's trying to get me to go out to, but my foot, I won't be able to ride by then. And then he was here right
before, like a week after actually my accident happened. So we were gonna link up then. We weren't able to, but hopefully in the future we'll link up. A lot of the content creators in the space, especially on YouTube, I do have relationships with, which is cool, because it is nice to have someone that can help you out if you're having issues with stuff or if you have any questions about anything, because a lot of people just don't know or just don't understand, which is fine. They don't make YouTube videos. So it is nice to have people that you can rely on, that if they need help, you can help them out. You need help making a connection or getting in contact with a brand, they can do that same thing for you. So what inspires us, motivates you to keep going and making the videos on my platform. Whenever I get tired, man, just looking back and seeing how where I'm at now was a dream a year or 2 years ago, man. And just like when it gets hard, just think back to all the work I've put in to grow the channel to where it's at, and you look back and you're like, I've come this far. I'm not going to come this far and just give up at this point. Also, you guys inspire me. All the messages I get from you guys saying my videos have helped you get through a hard time, whether you're in an accident or just going through some family stuff, and like the videos were like that 20 minutes of the day where you kind of just able to get your mind off of whatever's going on in your life. So you guys, looking back at how much work I put in and how far we've been able to come, inspires me to keep going. So I'm like, do this. And now I know what I know, and I can be even more efficient as far as the work that I put in. And also just obviously the stuff that I have too. The bikes are also a nice plus as well. Material things you can't get caught up in. You kind of realize that. What's my message to riders after my accident? Wear your gear, be prepared because you never know, and record your rides just so you have evidence of what actually happened. People will lie out there. What really inspired me to be a YouTube bike vlogger? I've always enjoyed making videos. Even in college, I enjoyed making videos. I would make videos of us doing stupid stuff in the dorms just with my friends, and I enjoyed editing and taking raw footage and making something entertaining out of it. So videos I've always enjoyed. I've always watched other YouTubes. I've watched more car and lifestyle and gym stuff, honestly, than motorcycle stuff. Big inspiration for me was, I don't know if you guys remember Tall Guy Car Reviews. Loved his content. I wish he was still making the content he was making before, but I get it. People change, their interests change. It is what it is. And then also Daily Driven Exotics is another huge inspiration. Just taking the level of supercars that they have and then doing the stuff that they do with it and just hanging out with their buddies, and just, I don't know, it's cool to see, it's cool to watch, it's cool to see them progress. And yeah, you kind of combine my love for video content and editing and everything with the bike stuff, because that's what I was into at the time, and just seeing what's possible. Like I said, just watching them progress, it's inspiring. So if I considered a Hyperbusa with Chris Moore, absolutely. Chris, if you're watching this, which I don't know if you get this far in the video, but yes, I've talked to Chris about doing that. We'd have to work something out with the numbers because that's a very expensive bike, but it would be really cool to build. And I think that's something that you guys would really enjoy watching. So that is on the list. Will I fix my totaled bike? Absolutely not. One, it's gonna be way too expensive. Two, there's another YouTuber that reached out that is interested in fixing it that would be way more qualified. And three, I think it would take too long as far as getting parts from MV Agusta. There's not a lot of people that work on those bikes as well, so then getting it serviced would be also tough. I know with KTM taking over MV Agusta, the brand, the parts are gonna become a lot more available. Techs that work on the bikes are also become a lot more available, but at this exact moment, I don't think it would be a smart idea. I think it'd be better to buy new ones, start fresh, and be able to start making content with that bike immediately. What's something I wish I'd focused on more as a beginner rider? I wish I had gone to the track. That was something I just couldn't afford at the time. Affording a track day and then getting my bike out there, I didn't really have a way to do that. And honestly, just intimidating when you first get into riding. A lot of the track guys, to face it, can be a little pretentious. A lot of them do think that they're better than everybody else. And just because you ride on the track and you're a really good rider doesn't mean you're a better human being than other people. A lot of it does get to their head. It is what it is, whatever. But that is something I wish I did. So I'd sign up, find a group. There's lots of motorcycle companies that rent out tracks and whatnot. Sign up, go out there. You'll learn so much about riding, body positioning, what your bike can actually handle. That'll make you really confident riding at speed and just maneuvering. Your first day back on the street after riding on the track, it's like boring almost, because when you can't really rip, you're more focused on being safe and not getting into an accident. You're more on the defense versus when you're on the track, you don't have to worry about any of that. So you can really push your skill, push your limits, and that's how you're gonna become better. All right guys, so formal night.
Officially dressed up. It's all I brought because we're on vacation, so I don't need to wear something crazy. People all around us, as you can see. But your boy's walking. We record me walking. I mean, it's not anything crazy, but I can't put a little bit of weight on it, which is nice. I can't walk for too long. If I go for anything more than like 5-10 minutes, it like starts throbbing. But progress is progress. We're gonna practice as much as we can because we got events to be at here very soon. M5 Raven asks, what would you tell young FastLaneD if seeing you now, what's the top of success? If I saw the young FastLaneD, I would just tell him to keep going. Believe in yourself, man. You can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it. A lot of people defeat themselves before they even get started, man. Like they don't start because they think of everything that could go wrong. And if you think like that, yeah, it's important to have some sort of like risk management here, but you never take any risks, you're never gonna have any rewards, man. That's most successful people have taken some of the biggest risks ever. So you'll never go wrong investing in yourself. It's another thing I tell myself, whether it's getting an education on something, learn how to do something, learn how to get a camera, investing in a camera, investing in trips to make content. I mean, you always wonder what if you never take that risk. So that's one thing I promised myself. I never want to be in the hospital on my deathbed and be like, man, what if I had just gone full time on YouTube? What if I had just taken that trip or invested in that camera, posted that video, etc., etc. So take that risk, take a leap of faith, believe in yourself. You gotta put in the work though. You can't just take a risk and not put in any work afterwards. You gotta put in the work after, follow through, and the world is your oyster. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, guys. I think it's a good question to kind of end this video on. We're going to dinner, enjoy some time with family. Said I haven't been working or recording or trying not to do much while on this vacation because I know once we get back to home and on the grind, it's we're pushing. So taking it to the next level, cranking it up a notch. I'm super excited. All right, as always, if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As always, work hard, be consistent. You can do anything you want in life. I've got an audience watching me right now, so I'm a little rusty with this, but I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Oh man, I gotta do that shit again.